We had to start that one over. So I'm back. And what I was talking about is being authentic to yourself. Being authentic to yourself means that you are not changing who you are to meet the ideas and expectations of other people, but you are coming into a place with yourself of acknowledging your world and what that means to be in this world. Because if you don't feel safe as you, then it doesn't matter what kind of relationships you create or what type of situation you put yourself in, you're not going to feel safe in that situation. And it's important for you to feel safe in yourself. Very important. And so when you get into that space, you're able to open up doorways of energy in your being, because your being then feels safe to expand and to open up and to allow new energies in. But when you don't feel safe in your being doesn't want to open those doorways. That's why a lot of times when people say to me, how come I don't have a relationship? You don't have a relationship because you're not safe. You don't have a relationship because you're not safe within yourself. You're doing something that makes you feel unsafe, a choice you're making. Either you're making other people more important than you, or you're throwing out who you truly are to meet other people's needs for whatever it may be, but you're not in the equation. When people say, how come I don't feel like I'm expanding in life? How come I'm not making a lots of money and being successful? Because you're not in authenticity with yourself yet. You're not living in that authenticity with yourself yet, because if you were, then you would be making money and you would have the things you need and you would see the flow in the universe, because the universe only puts things on hold or pause or stops or makes things don't function properly because you're out of alignment with your authenticity to yourself. To yourself. You see? We have sometimes these really interesting ideas that we have, that we think if we have those things come to fruition, it's going to make us happy. It's going to make us feel fulfilled. It's going to make us feel these things. But you'll know, because if you're not making money, if you're having difficulty making money, or you feel like you're not getting ahead, or if you feel like you're in a stuck situation, that's because you are lying to yourself. You are lying to yourself. You are choosing to make choices that are contrary to your authenticity. You know, people will say to me, I'm in a relationship and it's not working and I don't understand and I feel like I'm not feeling loved and I'm not feeling supported and I don't feel nurtured and I don't feel like I have a voice and I don't feel like I can be my real self. It's not your relationship that's doing it. It's you that's doing it. Meaning that your relationship with the person you're with is just them being them. But if you feel like you're not getting love, being heard, being honored for your spiritual gifts, being honored for who you are and the type of relationship that you want, if it's more nurturing or more affectionate and you're not getting it, that's on you. The universe, you can't blame another person and say, well, this person is narcissistic, or this person is like this, and this person is like that, and that's why I can't get what I want. No, you can't get what you want because you chose a person who's incapable of giving you what you need, because so you can complain and use them as an excuse to why you aren't where you're supposed to be. You can't go through life saying, well, the reason why I don't have anything is because of what happened to me in my childhood. I went through abuse. I went through pain. I went through molestation. I went through being abandoned. I was adopted. I was this. I was that. Okay, you were adopted. You went through abuse. You got molested. You got all these things happen to you, but they're not happening right now. So what's your excuse right now? What's your excuse right now? There is no excuse right now. The only excuse you have is to play on the past and keep going back to the past so you can keep feeling those emotional pains so you can say, this is the reason why. No, the reason why you're suffering from the past is because you keep going to the damn past. Stop going to the past. If you don't want to get stuck in the suffering and pain that you went through in the past, stop revisiting the memories of the past. If those memories are not good in the past, that are not making you feel loved and supported and held and seen, then stop going to the past. But you can't blame your parents, and you can't blame that person you were dating, or you can't blame that situation you went through, because it's not happening right now. I could see right now if I wanted to blame the past for the molestations I've gone through and the beatings I went through and all the kind of crazy things that I had to experience in the past. I could say, oh, that's the reason why I'm not doing anything with my life right now, because I went through so much pain in my childhood. Spirit would say to me, but you're not going through that pain right now. So what's your excuse right now? Well, my excuse is the things that I went through in the past. It lowered my self-esteem and all these things. But no one is lowering your self-esteem right now. The only person who's lowering your self-esteem right now is you. The only person who is putting you down right now is you. And the only person who's holding you back right now is you. The only person who's abusing you right now and telling you you're not good enough is you. And the only person who is being narcissistic in this relationship is you, because you continue to accept this nonsense. You see, and the thing about shamanism, we're going to talk about shamanism because, as you know, I'm Shaman Durek, and we're going to talk about shamanism. So shamanism is about common sense. It's about understanding relationship, and it's about choosing relationships that are authentic to you. Meaning that if something doesn't feel good, if you're at a job and you feel like you're not getting paid what your value is, and you feel like you're not getting acknowledged by the people in the job that you do, or whatever that may be, that's not your job. So why do you stay there? And don't tell me it's because you're afraid that you're not going to be able to find another job. That's all nonsense. You don't leave because you don't tell yourself the things that you need to hear in order to go even further. So you're using your job as an excuse for your lack of funds, your lack of happiness, and your lack of this. Nothing in this universe has the power to take away. I have a friend, okay, who was in an African village in Africa, who went through a horrible experience, okay? And she ran away from that experience into town and met this woman. And this woman saw her and asked her story, and basically took her and adopted her and brought her to America. And now she's living in this beautiful life in America, because she decided, I'm not accepting this reality. I'm not going to stay in this energy. Now, I'm not saying that that's easy for every single person, but it's basically what you choose. The universe guides you to where you're supposed to be. It does. It does. But the capacity for emancipation from the nonsense is required for you to knock off the nonsense. I mean, stop blaming your life on things that don't need to be blamed. Stop blaming your life. Stop putting roadblocks in front of you. Stop putting roadblocks in front of you. Stop saying, oh, my childhood was horrible. I didn't have money growing up as a kid, so I don't even know what it's like to have money now. That's not what constitutes you becoming prosperous or having abundance. What constitutes you being prosperous in abundance is your ability to keep your mind and your energy on frequencies of prosperity without doubting it, without going into like playing this game with the universe called, I really want to have more money and make more money and so forth. But then the next day, the first thing you do is go, is it really going to happen? How come it's not here yet? You know, it's like you just are waiting to prove to God and the universe that they're not there for you and that you're abandoned and that they're going to keep things the same way they are. And it's not true. It's you who's doing it because you are not keeping your mind and your energy and your words and your thinking on the very thing you're asking for. That's why America and the rest of the world is so easily distracted by anything the government throws at you, because all the government has to do is create something that's going to upset you or get you triggered. And all of a sudden, every meditation you did and every yoga you did and every mindful practice you did goes out the door and you're back in the negativity. All it takes is a distraction. And the key is to have a strong will. A strong will is powerful. It allows you to be able to not be swayed or moved by negative energies or anything trying to go, hoo-hoo, over here, over here. I want to tell you something horrible that's going to happen over here, right? Because every day you have a choice to wake up in the morning, every day. Every day, you get a choice to wake up in the morning and choose God. And when I say choose God, I mean look for God in everything that is God. That means look for the beautiful flowers, look for the sky, look for beautiful nature, look for the beautiful things that people say to each other. Look for God in everything. But if you wake up in the morning and you're looking for something wrong with the world, with yourself, with other people, you're looking for things to make you irritated and frustrated and annoyed and trying to find ways to keep yourself in that space, you're going to find it. You're going to find it because you're not looking for God. You're looking for darkness. You're waking up in the morning and you're looking for darkness. You're like, where is it? Where is it? Where's darkness? Where is it? Darkness, darkness, darkness. Where are you? Oh, there you are. Look at how that woman is talking. Look at how those people are arguing right there. Oh, wait, darkness, darkness. Where are you, darkness, darkness? Oh, there you are, darkness. What did you say? Oh, you said that people don't really like me and they're just pretending. Okay, darkness, darkness, where are you? Darkness, where are you? Oh, wait, hold on, darkness. Hold on. I found you. You're on the news. Here you go. Oh, God, what? And there's another war and the world is falling apart. Darkness, where are you? Darkness, darkness, where are you? Darkness. Okay, darkness, I can't find you, so I'm going to go in the past now. Oh, I remember this person who hurt me in the past. Yes, there you are, darkness. There you are. Yes, there's the abuse that I remember having. Yes, darkness, I found you. Oh, darkness. Hi, darkness. Where are you? Darkness, where are you? Darkness. Do you see the expression on my face? This is the expression of nonsense. This is the expression of, and you wonder why things haven't changed. People say, oh, I want abundance, I want abundance, I want abundance, I want prosperity. They do prosperity rituals, they do prosperity candles, they do moon ceremonies, they do all kinds of things, prosperity readings, group gatherings of prosperity, 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 prosperity. But when they wake up in the morning, they go, hey, lack, where are you, lack, 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 where are you? Oh, Lack, there you are. There you are, Lack. Oh, there you are. There's a bill. Okay, there's Lack. Oh, Black, there you are, Lack. Okay, I don't see the money in my account growing. Okay, that's lack. Okay, lack, where are you, lack? Lack. Oh, my friend wants to go to lunch and talk about how things are hard for them financially. Thank you, lack. There you are. I saw you I'm having lunch with you today, lack. Oh, lack, where are you? Oh, my mother's calling, lack. Oh, lack. Oh, yes. What? Okay, life is hard and money. If there's inflation and things are getting more costly, and I better find a better job. Oh, there's lack in my mother. There's lack. I see you, lack. Okay, now you're with my mom. Okay. Because what you wake up to and what you go to sleep to is what you are calling into existence. Let me tell you something, okay? When people talk about fear this and fear that and fear is an entity that we call from another dimension. But when that entity comes into our dimension, it cannot stay for a long time. It needs the presence of God. And when I say the presence of God, I mean your ability to create. So when fear comes into your dimension, you could just look at fear, give love to fear, give wisdom to fear, and fear disappears. It can't stay. But what makes people keep fear here? Well, let me give you a demonstration. All of a sudden, fear shows up, and I say, okay, now fear, I know you can't stay in my dimension, so I'm going to give you some things to anchor yourself in. So I'm going to tell a lot of stories that not real yet, and they haven't happened, but because I attach them to you, you will then make me feel those things are real, and you can suck the life force out of me of what I would get if I was to do those things and have fun doing them. Instead, you're going to make me afraid of them. So let's start with fear base number 1. I'm afraid of climbing a mountain. So the person says, fear comes in. Fear says, okay, now you're the creator. You got to give me a way to stay in your dimension. So anchor me. Okay. I'm afraid of climbing a mountain because I'm afraid that if I slip and fall, I might fall off the mountain. Fear goes, that's it. That's a good one. I'll take that. Okay. And then you say, I'm afraid of climbing a mountain because there might be a bear waiting for me at the top of the mountain. Well, there we go. I'm afraid of climbing a mountain because what if I get lost in the mountain and I can't find my way back? And there you go. I'm afraid of climbing a mountain because what if I run out of oxygen when I get up to the top of the mountain? There you go. Now we got it. Fear says, I got what I needed. I'm here. I'm in your reality. I'm now a part of your reality and I'm anchored into your being. Now I can feed off your soul. Yay. Okay. So, why do we tell the stories and attach them to fear? Because we want to anchor fear into our reality. So then that makes you ask yourself this question: why would you want to anchor fear into your reality? Oh, I know. Because you need an excuse for why you're not choosing to take responsibility for living your life and being an amazing, powerful being that you are. Wow. Now that fear is anchored into my reality, I can tell this story to all my friends, to everyone around me, so that they can anchor into their reality too, so they can believe my story. But I gotta be convincing, so I have to let them know how important it is for me to say how fearful I am of climbing that mountain, and let it be seen in my face and my facial expressions, and to feel the energy in me. When in truth, all I'm really doing is basically giving myself another valid excuse for not living to the highest dynamic possibility that I can live in. Because why? Because now I have something I can blame it on. Yeah, I'm dodging the light. I'm dodging the light. I'm dodging the light. I'm dodging the light. I use the darkness to dodge the light so I don't have to take responsibility in sight. Oh, I'm dodging the light. Dodging the light. Oh, I'm dodging the light. Dodging the light. You see, whenever I feel I don't have to take responsibility, boom, 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 boom. All I have to do is call on the darkness and it hides me and makes me invisibility. I'm dodging the light, dodging the light, dodging the light. I'm dodging the light, dodging the light. I'm dodging the light. Oh, Shaman Durek, I'm in a horrible relationship with someone who's so abusive. Shaman Durek, I have a really difficult time convincing my parents that spirituality is the pathway. It's causing me so much stress. My hair is falling out. Let me ask you a question. In this relationship that you're in, you say it's horrible and abusive. Yes? Yes, Shaman Durek. So then why do you stay in a horrible, abusive relationship? I mean, if someone was feeding me poison and I was getting sick from it, I would stop eating the poison and move on to something that tastes better. Why would I stay in a horrible, abusive relationship? Oh, but I don't know. I try and I just can't seem to get out of it. I don't know what's wrong with me. Oh, let me guess. What would be wrong with you? Well, there's really nothing wrong with you. There's just you wanting to have an excuse of why you choose not to allow yourself to be loved unconditionally, transparently, where the person takes responsibility for their triggers, for you to be nurtured and cared for and have affection and love and feel supported and grounded and safe, to feel that your needs are being met. So what you're doing is you can stay in this relationship because you have reason to tell the world why you are not getting those things. It's because you're in this horrible relationship. Oh, and also, you can also make up 1,001 excuses of why you choose not to be happy. Oh, and one more thing. You can say how it reminded you of your mother and father when they fought all the time. Remember, now you have something you can blame. You can now blame the world for how miserable you feel and why you're not living to your greatest potential. Because really, at the end of the day, if you really wanted to live your life, you would just leave the relationship. But you don't. Oh my goodness, you got back into the relationship because they told you they're going to change and they love you? Oh my goodness, and you saw no actions, but you believed their words? I would wonder if you believed their words, not because you believed it, but you wanted to have an excuse to feel duped again and to feel like you gave them a chance and they hurt you again. Oh, ooh. Wow, they really hurt you again? How did that happen? Oh, my goodness. Did that happen because you listened to what they said when they said they love you, even though they showed you no signs of it? Or was it when they told you that they're going to change and get help, but they made no phone calls to get help? And they continued week after week and month after month, continuing to act the same. And you convinced yourself that it was going to change. Boo-hoo. Did you really think it was going to change, or did you know it wasn't going to change? So you can still say, I gave them another chance. I put my heart out there and they hurt me again. No, darling. No one is hurting you but you. You're the one who chose to stay. You're the one who didn't look for facts of love. You're the one who believes what everyone tells you without seeking a truth in what they're saying. If someone told me that I was going to make a change, I would actually want to see that change. And if someone told me that they were going to get help to change their nasty behavior, I would hope that I see them making phone calls and looking for that help. But because you choose not to accept accountability as a process of spiritual evolution and recognizing that when a person says something, they should follow through, then you are the one who's hurting yourself. So my question would be, why? Why would you choose to believe that? Because I just wanted them to know that I love them. So basically, you're willing to hurt yourself by someone hurting you to prove that you are a powerful, good person. You stayed in a dysfunctional relationship to prove that you could hang on as long as it took. Doesn't matter how many scrapes or bruises you got, you held on. Wow, what a buccaneer. You should ride one of those horse things inside one of those rodeo places to show everyone how good it is that you know how to hold on, because you held on for your dear life, but you're missing an arm and a leg. But that's okay. You proved to yourself that you're not a quitter. You're not a quitter. Oh, and remember your favorite line, which is, I'll do it when the kids go away to college. When the kids go away to college, your kids have been in college for 2 years now, and you're still in the same dysfunctional, unloving, supportive, non-spiritual relationship that hasn't helped you to see anything other than the same thing over and over again. And I wonder what the excuse is this time. Is it because, oh, here we go. Hello, you're absolutely right. You do have another excuse. It is, I don't want them to feel abandoned. I don't want them to feel alone. I'm all that they have. And it's true. It's true. You don't want them to feel abandoned and alone. But in truth, it's you who's afraid to be alone, because you actually think you're alone when there is many spirit guides and beings and powerful people surrounding you all the time. But you choose to insulate yourself with the idea that you have to stay in this dysfunctional relationship because you're afraid to hurt them. But they're not afraid to hurt you. You see, this is the nonsense. This is the nonsense that I hear so many times. People say to me, I want to make money. I want to have prosperity. I tell them what to do get prosperity. They do it for a couple of days and they go back into scarcity thinking. If you don't have the discipline, which means the passion comes from spirit, which comes from believing and loving in change, then you're not going to change. Period. I don't want to hear you call me up and say, Shaman Durek, I don't understand. I do all these things, but nothing changes. No, you don't do all these things and nothing changes. You do a lot of things, and so that way nothing does change. So you can go back and say, see, I did this meditation. I went to Tony Robbins thing. I did this thing. I did this thing. I read Shaman Durek's book. I did blah, 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 blah. And nothing changed. Nothing changed, not because those things didn't change it. It's because you haven't chosen to change. You. The information is the same. You haven't chosen to change because you're still playing the game called I'm hiding from the light. I'm gonna have the darkness hide me from the light. I'm gonna hide from the light, from the light, from the light, from the light. I'm gonna hide from the light. Come on, darkness, show me how to hide from the light. And you know why? Because you don't want to take the responsibility of what it would take, which isn't that much difficult to do, so that you can make an excuse. It's not your childhood. It's not the person you're with. It's you. You. I've gone through so much pain in my childhood, and it does not have a lick of power over how I choose to live my life. Matter of fact, I get so excited of knowing that I don't have to go through that drama anymore in my life. That when I look around me, I am surrounded by beautiful people who love me. I have an amazing fiance who loves me. I have 3 beautiful daughters who love me. I have amazing family, sister and brother and nieces who love me. I don't have to worry about a thing. And I have a beautiful community that I love and that loves me too. And let me tell you, it's more than that. I've got the sky and the air. I got the fire. I got every element and all the spirits loving me. What is there to complain about? And we all have our things that we go through. We do. We all have our things that we go through. I still go through things. I deal with things with my health. I go, okay, so what is it, Durek? What is it this time? What's going on with this? What is this about? But if we don't take the responsibility to at least go in and ask the real questions instead of pretending like life is doing something to us and we have no control, then we're always going to always find excuses for why things are not going the way we want them to go. Someone says, am I worth loving? Of course you are, but it doesn't matter what I say. It matters what you say. Health stuff, yes. And a lot of health stuff, just so you know, because I'll use myself as an example, a lot of health stuff comes from us mirror imaging through our bodies the suffering and pain that we feel empathically about the world. So that's one of the things that I'm processing in myself, is this part of me inside that feels all the stuff that's going on in the world, and then it plays out through my health, through my body, right? And that's been that way since I was a kid. And so every time it happens, I go, okay, what am I reflecting now? What am I reflecting now that I'm playing out through my body as a canvas of the suffering of the world? And that happens a lot to high-level empathic people such as myself. So a lot of times people have high empathic energies and they don't know what to do with all that energy. So they play it out through their cells and through their body and so forth. But there's all kinds of reasons why things can be a certain way. Health could be just as simple as you showing up every day for yourself, or being presently aware of yourself, or the ability to nurture yourself, not only when you're sick, but nurture yourself all the time. That's something that I've also been learning about within myself as well, was like the level of nurturing I didn't get growing up as a kid. I didn't have people hugging me and holding me and telling me they love me and being in that nurturing space as a kid. But I can't blame my childhood. What I have to do is not take it off of my childhood and put it back on myself. And that's where we grow spiritually, is when we put it back on ourselves and go, okay, it's not it has nothing to do with my mom and dad anymore. It has nothing to do with my childhood anymore, because that's done. So now it's about me. Where am I nurturing myself right here, right now? The very thing that I say, oh, my mom wasn't nice to me, but where am I being nice to me right now? My dad was abusive. Well, am I being abusive to myself right now? Because the thing is, the more we begin to realize that everything that we keep pushing off onto other people, we have to start to go into ourselves and ask ourselves this question. You say, oh, I have a narcissistic husband. Where am I in myself treating myself like a narcissistic person? Because you can have a narcissistic husband, but that husband is only reflecting how you're actually showing up for yourself, which is very narcissistic. So again, we have to be able to redefine ourselves, not through judgment, not through, oh my God, I can't believe I think like that. Oh my God, I can't believe that every time I want prosperity, I go back to lack. No, because that's not going to make it change. That's not going to open it up for you. What's going to open it up for you is when you say, I see, I keep choosing poverty because I'm scared. I'm scared of having wealth. I'm scared of having money. Maybe you're scared of having money because you're afraid that people are going to ask you for it, or you have no self-control when it comes to feeling sorry for people who don't have, and you're going to give it all away. Maybe you're afraid of having money because you're afraid that money comes with responsibility, that you feel that you hate the responsibility of things already, and then you having more money is just going to put more responsibility on you. Maybe you're afraid of having money because you're just afraid of having that kind of power, and you don't know what to do with that kind of power. What do I do with this money? How do I use this money? What if I make a mistake and I lose all of it? You know, there's many reasons why people have these fears. But what we have to remember most importantly, out of all, is to understand that the greatest fear we have is with ourselves. And if you can recognize that truth, if you can understand that truth, if you can understand that your greatest fear is the fear that you have with yourself, you can start healing that. You can start healing it, and you can start putting it into a better perspective of how and the way you want to be with yourself. So if you didn't get nurturing as a kid, that's not the reason why you are the way you are. It's because you're not nurturing yourself right now. If your parents didn't tell you how amazing you were and you are suffering from that, that's not the reason why you're suffering. You're not suffering because your parents didn't tell you how amazing you are. You're suffering because you are not telling yourself how amazing you are right now. If you feel that you don't know how to handle money, and that's your reason for pushing money away, then you go find yourself someone who educates you on how to handle money. There are no excuses. If you are in a dysfunctional relationship, it's not because the person is dysfunctional. It's because you're dysfunctional. And you are dysfunctional because you are accepting it, allowing it, and continuing it. But you want to blame the other person for making you miserable when you are the one who has to answer to yourself at the end of this life. You're the one making yourself miserable. So if you don't want to be miserable anymore, stop blaming everyone else and start looking and saying, where in myself, not from judgment. I'm going to say it again. Don't judge yourself for making mistakes. Don't judge yourself for choosing things that are contrary to your best interests. Just be aware of them and give love to it, and start building a plan that allows you to show up differently with who you are. And if you do this, you're going to see your life change. I kid you not. You're going to see the dawn break through these clouds. You're going to see the light at the end of the tunnel, because you're not going to be stuck in darkness anymore. Darkness is only there because you've been hiding yourself away from the light. You've been hiding yourself away. If there's something inside of you, there's an old saying that says, if there's some part inside of you that you feel you have to hide, then bring it to the light. Share it with the light. This part needs to come to the light. I'm afraid. I'm afraid of this. I'm afraid of that. I'm afraid that if I get out of this relationship, I'm going to be alone. And the Spirit will tell you that loneliness isn't an option. Loneliness doesn't exist. It's a choice that you make. Okay? It's a choice that you make. So again, what we want to do is we want to start really utilizing ourselves and the people around us. You have a friend, you say this friend talks bad about you, this friend doesn't really see you in the highest light, and it's hurting you. Why is it hurting you? Why is something hurting you? Just get out of the relationship. The only reason why it's hurting you is because you're believing some aspect of what this person is saying. When someone says something, I have people say all kinds of things. For God's sakes, I have people who are family members who say things about me that are contrary to who I am. And it doesn't hurt me in the way that they want it to hurt me. The only thing that upsets me is the fact that they're my family and I love them, and that I can't believe that they would, say something like that. But if that's the case and that's what it's done, that's what they're doing, that's what they choose to do. You don't take that and make yourself miserable because of it. You say that's what they choose to do, but you know who you are. If you're hurt on a core level because of that, means you believe that something they're saying is true, and you're afraid because of that truth being brought forth to you is not, how do you say, what we say? It's the way you're treating yourself, right? So if someone says, oh, Shaman Durek's a selfish punk, right? Let's just say, I would be like, okay, well, that's what they choose to say. That has nothing to do with my truth. I know I'm not selfish, so I would really care less what they say if I'm selfish. Shaman Durek's a user. Okay, well, that's whatever they choose to say. And using is a perspective of each individual person's experience of giving and receiving. So if they think I'm a user, that's their choice. I know I'm not a user. So again, I don't need to get all upset about it. If someone says, oh, Shaman Durek's a con man or this or that or whatever, right? I know that I'm not. I know that my heart is in a good place to be there for the people and support the people in the best way I know how as Shaman Durek, right? But some people may look at me and go, well, he's not supporting the people, he's using them and conning them. But how can you con someone? Oh, but in their opinion, that's what they see, because in their opinion, there's no such thing as spiritual help, and there's no such thing as being there for people spiritually. So anyone who does anything like that is considered a con person if they're, taking money or, creating some kind of brand around it. That's their choice to believe what they want to believe. But in my opinion, I see it as I give to the people, and then there's times where I ask the people to help give to me. It has to be a balance. I can't give everything for free, because then how am I going to eat and feed my family? So again, when we look at the juxtaposition on how different people see things, it doesn't matter what they see about you, darlings. It's what you see about yourself. That's what I'm saying. Do you understand? It's what you see in yourself. It doesn't matter what your mom or your dad or your sister or your brother or your friend or whoever sees. If they cannot see you, it's not about what they see. It's about, can you see you? If they cannot see that you're a loving being, but you should see that you're a loving being. If they can't see that you are a smart, intelligent, and powerful person, you've got to see that you are a smart, intelligent, and powerful person. It's not for them to see. It's for you to see. It's not for them to say. It's for you to say. And if they say something that is contrary to who you are, it doesn't matter, because you already know the truth. So you don't have to prove anything to them, because if you're proving it, it means you still believe what they're saying. Like if I have to fight and argue with someone about who I am, then that means that I believe on some level that what they're saying has some mark of truth, because why am I fighting? I don't need to fight for what people say about me. You want to say I'm a 7-headed dragon. You want to say I'm a con man. You want to say all these things. You go right ahead and say it, because I know that I'm a being of love. I know that I'm here for the community. I know all of these things. So when you do that, you then begin to lighten up. You begin to not take things, you kind of roll them off your shoulders. You kind of roll them off your shoulders. Just la-da-da-dee-da, la-dee-da, 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 La-di-da, la-di-da, la-di-da. You just roll it off your shoulders and you smile and you say, that is not me. You just roll it off your shoulders and you smile and you say, that is not me. And you roll it off your shoulders. Can you roll it off your shoulders? Do you roll it off your shoulders? And you say, that is not me. See, that the key element to having resilience and the key element to being able to fortify oneself is to back up your truth with yourself, to know your truth with yourself. Someone can say, you are the most disgusting, ugly person in the world, and you say to yourself, I don't know what that person is saying because you are the most beautiful, loving human being I've ever met. You see, you do not have to go into what other people say, what other people think. That's one of the biggest problems I see on our planet, is that people care too much about what other people think about them and too little about what they really should think about themselves. Because the key element here is that we want to be able to garner the highest level of love and respect and kindness and generosity to how in which we see ourselves and view ourselves in every light of every idea that we could ever muster on ourselves in any level of thought or emotion. We want to be able to see and understand ourselves as these beautiful beings of light, even in the process of change. Because a lot of times people can take that to a point where they don't even want to see the places where they have to evolve. The evolutionary aspect is just as much as important in seeing as it is to see the beauty in you. You can simply say to yourself, yes, I have made mistakes, but those mistakes have taught me to be able to see and understand greater things about my authenticity to me. So these are not mistakes. In fact, these are opportunities to master and understand the levels of what it would take for me to be a master in this life of relationships or money or whatever it may be, so that we can begin to garner a greater understanding of the self so clearly and so precise that no matter what anyone would say, anytime they would ever say anything that would be out of character of who we are, we would not respond to it, we would not be affected by it, and most importantly, we wouldn't draw our mind or attention to it because it has no bearing on the truth of who and what we are at the highest level of our being. This is what creation, God, source wants for you to see. That God would never judge you, God would never condemn you, God would never persecute you, God would never punish you, God would never think that you are doing anything wrong, because God knows that every choice you make, even the ones that look wrong to human beings, are there for the purpose of growth and there for the purpose of redemption. So the idea of transformation is key and illuminates you to a greater and more profound understanding of yourself. So in other words, today you may not be wearing rubies and gems and diamonds because you may not see that the diamonds and rubies are already here. But tomorrow you may have an epiphany of truth about yourself and realize that you've been wearing diamonds and jewels every day, all the time, every time. The thing is, it's a choice. You have a choice. And in that choice comes the choice that, do you wake up in the morning and choose God, mean look for God in everything in life? Or do you wake up in the morning and look for darkness? Or do you wake up in the morning and you look for a little bit of God and a little bit of darkness, and you're kind of a teeter-totter type person and you haven't really have clarity of which side you're really on energetically? Then you at least get an opportunity to look at why, and you get an opportunity to see what is actually serving you. I wake up in the morning, I don't care what I'm going through, I always look for God. And if I catch myself doing something like saying something negative, I know that's me looking for darkness. I go, Shaman Durek, hello. We're not looking for darkness today. We are looking only for God. So let's go find God and let's stop looking for darkness. And the moment I say that to myself, I go back to looking for God. And when I do, I find God. I find God in the sweet message that someone leaves me in their DMs. I find the God in when I look outside and see a bird sitting in the tree. I find God in being able to talk to my sister and having an amazing conversation. I find God in the embrace of my niece giving me a hug when I come to the office. I find God in my friend coming over for dinner. I find God in the amazing food that I just tasted. I find God in the breath that I'm about to take, in the meditation I'm about to go into. I find God in all those areas. But if you look for darkness, you're going to find it. And if you look for God, you're going to find God. But the choice is yours. Every day you get a new slate to see who are you going to look for today, or are you going to look for both today? And that's what you do. If you get a thought in your head that, oh my God, what if I run out of money? That's not looking for God. That's looking for darkness. What if I run out of money? That's dark. If someone says, oh, I haven't thought in my head that what if people don't like me? That's dark. You're looking for darkness. So ask yourself, why are you looking for that? What do you think it's going to turn you into? What do you think it's going to make you? What do you think choices that life is going to derive from looking for darkness? That's something you should ask yourself, is what things will happen when I start looking for darkness more than I look for God? And what kind of people will I attract when I look for darkness? And what type of situations will I be in when I look for darkness? Because if I look for God and the light, which is love, think about what kind of relationships and energies and beautiful things you attract there. You see, it's not that difficult to make a decision in life when you actually put it that way, you see. So it's very, very, very important that we operate in that space of waking up and saying, I'm going to look for God today in everything. Everything I do, I'm going to look for God. If I see all kinds of crazy things happening, I'm going to look for God. I'm going to look for God in the song. I'm going to look for God in this picture when I go to the museum and look at art. I'm going to look for God in the language and words that my friends say to me at lunch. I'm going to look at God in the way I talk to myself. Am I speaking God out of my mouth? Am I telling myself how amazing I am? What a gift I am? Because that's God speaking to me through me. And when someone tells me, Shaman Durek, I love you so much, you bring so much joy in my heart, that's God speaking through them. So I'm going to look for God in words. I'm going to look for God in visuals. I'm going to look for God in sensations. When the wind touches my face, I know that's God touching me. I'm going to look for God in everything and everywhere I go. I'm going to look for God. I'm going to look for God when I open my mouth in the morning and say the first words in my mouth. I'm going to look for God. I'm going to look for God every time I get in a conversation with someone. I'm going to look for God. I'm going to look for God in every movement I make of my body, everything. I'm going to look for God. And when you get into that, 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 woo! Let me tell you, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something. When you look for God every day, every second, every minute, every moment, your life is gonna change. Let me tell you, I got to tell you something. Your life is gonna change. Your life is gonna change. Your life is gonna change when you, yes, you, I said you, look for God. Yes, you, only you. Yes, you, baby. You too, baby. Yes, baby. Oh, yeah, baby. Yes, baby. Yes, baby. When you look for God. Mm-hmm. Yes, God is the DJ. That's right. And you want to get bump into that music. You want to get bump into that music. You want to feel that music. Bring in them beats. Boom, 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 boom. Jing, chong, boom, boom, boom. Chong, chong, boom, 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 boom. Chuck, chuck, boom, 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 boom. Get bump into God's beat. Yes, you do. People always say, am I in the right alignment? I said, did you look for God? Because you won't ask that question. If you were in the right alignment, you'd be looking for God. You know you're in the right alignment. Did you look for God? Or did you look for darkness today? When you went in the hospital with your friend, did you look for God or did you look for darkness? Did you look for sickness and illness or did you look for God for wellness and health and vitality and strength and vigor? Did you look for God when your friend told you they were running out of money? Did you tell them that that's a lie? That's a lie. That's a lie, 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 lie. That's a lie. I will not accept this reality for you. I will not accept this reality for you. That's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie, 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 lie. Will not accept this reality for you because I know this ain't your reality. Money is coming to you. Money is coming to you without any restraints. Money is coming to you. Money is coming to you without any restraints. Someone says to me, oh, I'm going through a difficult time. I said, that's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. I do not accept that reality for you. I see you having a beautiful life. I see ease and grace. I feel love in place. I feel you having so much ease and grace in your life. Everything is moving. Everything is grooving. Everything is moving just right for you, baby. We ain't gonna lie. No more lies. No more lies. No more lies. We ain't gonna lie. We ain't gonna lie. We ain't gonna lie. We ain't gonna lie. We gonna say something out of our mouth. We're gonna say, I do not accept this reality. We do not accept this reality. We call in the reality we want to accept. And we say it out of our mouth. That's God speaking to us. We say, more love and prosperity, more health and vitality, more feeling, more joy, more people. Let's go. I said, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. I said, I see you, God. Let's go. That's how we do it. More love, more prosperity, more health and vigor, more vitality. We only accept that reality. You got to see, sometimes you have to say in life, I don't accept that reality. I don't accept that reality, not here, not ever, not in this space, time, space, or any quantum space dimension, or I do not accept that reality. I do not accept that reality, not cause, core, effect, record, memory, discordant vibration of any of that reality. I do not accept. I only accept the reality of prosperity. I only accept the reality of healing and joy and peace. I only accept the reality of beautiful friendships and energy and love and bounty and spirit. And I say yes to that reality. I say double yes, yes, yes to that reality. I say triple yes, 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 yes to that reality. And that's all I'm going to accept. And anything try to bring anything my way, I'm going to disregard it. I'm going to say I do not accept that reality. I only accept this reality, and I'm going to say yes to that reality and nothing else. And you know what happens? You know what happens? The universe gives you what you desire. The universe gives you exactly what you'll accept. And the universe will not give you what you don't accept. Now, if you don't feel lit, because I know you do, because I'm lit. I'm lit. I'm lit. You understand? You understand, babies? I'm lit. You understand, my beautiful darlings? I'm lit. That's right, darling. I'm lit. And you gonna be lit all the time when you wake up every day and say, I don't care. I'm looking for God. I don't care what the news say. I don't care what the blues say. I don't care what who and who says. I'm looking for God. That's living a pop rock's life, baby. That's how we do the pop rock's life. You understand? That's how we take it to the next level. That's how we turn it up. That's how we get into what we call alignment. You see, they ain't no hustle in the muscle, baby boo-boo. This is about alignment. This is about turning it up. This is about taking it to the next level so that this year becomes a golden year of the dragon for you. This dragon be like, oh yeah, spitting diamonds at you, bringing coins out of the mouth, coins and diamonds, dollar bills, love, energy, vitality, strength, health, vigorance, all kinds of good things coming out the mouth of the dragon. Woo-ha! The dragon be spitting on you. Good things, blessings. Woo-wee. Which are just, woo, you're gonna be like Khaleesi riding that dragon. You're gonna be like Khaleesi riding that dragon, riding through the sky with your abundant self, your prosperous self, your healthy self, your vibrant self. Riding that dragon like Khaleesi, riding that dragon. You're gonna be like, I am Targaryen, riding that dragon. Ride that dragon. Get on that golden dragon and ride that dragon. Y'all better get on that dragon now. Get on that dragon. The dragon gonna take you places this year if you get on that dragon, but you gotta make sure you do one thing every day. Every day, 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 every day. You better look for God. You better look for God. You better listen to God. You better look, you better feel God. Every day, every day, every day. Remember my words when I say it. Every day, you better look for God. Because the dragon will come and get you and take you on a ride of your life with blessings. Blessings. Ashe. Amala Ashe. Blessings. Woo, hear the gold coins dripping, dropping, popping, pop rocking. Blessings. Okay? I want to see y'all like Khaleesi. I better see dragons in the sky. I better look out my window and see y'all riding some dragons. I got to look out my window and say, oh, there's the tribe riding the dragons. They're on it. Ride that dragon. I see you. You better be like Khaleesi up there riding that dragon. Okay. Well, that's my message for today. Now I got to go into an interview, so I got to get myself nice and prepared for that interview. It's time to drop some love in someone else's podcast. But what I got to say right now, darlings, is this. You have all that it takes to be great. You have everything that it takes to be great. It takes a mind that is sharp and has a strong will for you to keep your mind only on that which is God. You got words to speak where you can call in and invocate beautiful beings to support you on this journey. You got hands and heart and body to move and dance and groove and call in spirits of light. And you can touch and hug and caress and eat and bring beautiful things into your life. There ain't no reason why you should be making any kind of excuses. Not any kind of excuses. I don't want to hear you talk about your past anymore because your past is not holding you from your future. Okay? No, it's not. You ain't gonna talk. I don't want to hear about your past. I don't want to hear about your past relationships. I don't want to hear about your past grievances, your past this thing, your past that thing, your past, your past, your past. If you can't go to the past and you can't find one thing that was satisfying and joyful and loving in the past, then don't even open the door that says the past and just realize the past is gone and move on forward now. Move on forward. I don't want to hear about your past. And if you are going to talk about your past, you better talk about it in understanding a comparison to you. Say, yes, in my past, I was abused and I'm still abusing myself, Shaman Durek. How can I stop abusing myself right now? Now we talking about taking responsibility. Oh, I was in a relationship that hurt me, but it wasn't the relationship that hurt me, Shaman Durek. It was me who hurt me. I put myself in a situation where I forgot about who I was, my desires, my wants, my needs, and I made the other person more important than me, that I blamed them for being narcissistic. I blamed them for making it all about them. I blamed them, but it was me who made it all about them. I gave them that ladder. I gave them that pedestal. I'm the one who put them there. Me. When I think back, if I was to think back on past relationships, I'm not going to sit there and blame my past relationships. I've been in some doozies, let me tell you. But the reason why was because I'm the one who allowed it. I'm the one who enabled. I'm the one who participated in the nonsense. That part of me that needed to blame the other person for the reason why I wasn't getting ahead, the reason why I wasn't living my truth, the reason why I wasn't feeling loved. It wasn't about them. It was about me. And so that's what I want you to look at. If you're going to go to the past, I better hear some you pulling it back to you. You pulling it back to you. Your mama never told you they loved you? I didn't have a mama that loved me. I didn't have a father who loved me. He loved me through money, through wealth. I didn't have a father who said, I love you and I put my arms around you and hold you and let you know. No, my dad was like, I give you nice house. I give you car. I give you amazing material things. That's the way I love. But I wanted love by being held and so forth. So I didn't get that. So am I supposed to go through life complaining that I didn't get that love? No, I give that love to myself now. That's how we overcome. We don't overcome by blaming others for what we don't have now. What we don't have now is because we're still doing it to ourselves. They're not doing it to us anymore. We're doing it to ourselves. All right? So that is my love for you today, darlings. The next time we go live, we'll be doing some live healings. Today is not live healing day. Today is I need to keep you lit. And if you're not on my meditation app, the Lit Vibe Meditation, we got many hacks, spiritual hacks up there. We've got amazing meditation. We just loaded a new meditation up. Every week we have new meditations come up, powerful meditations that are awakening your energies and your powers. Great community that's sharing so much love in the Lit Vibe app, for those who are subscribed, who are getting to share their love, their witnessing of change. There's people who are talking about how the Lit Vibe has shifted their life because now they have powers that are open. They're now being able to manifest, create more, and do more. So if you're not on the Lit Vibe meditation app, and I don't want to hear your excuse, it's $24.99. That's too expensive for me. It's not expensive to invest in you. People do all kinds of things to themselves. They buy groceries so they can eat. They pay bills so they can have a roof over their head. But you're going to tell me you're not going to invest in your spiritual awakenings of energy? And you're going to complain about getting on the subscription because you're going to keep getting lit every single day where people talk to me every day on the Lit Vibe app. You're going to tell me that's not worth it, having Shaman Durek, boom, right there to support you. You ain't got no app out there where the owner of the app is talking to you directly. Come on now. I give y'all all the love and everything. So don't tell me you can't invest in yourself to have a better life by listening to meditations that open up your powers so that you can access your psychic abilities, your intuition, and feel good every day, every minute, every second. Clearing out poison. I had this woman yesterday tell me she was releasing all this poisons and all this stuff was coming out of her. Watch what magic shows up in her life when she keeps doing that. The Lit Vibe meditation app was created to take you to the next level. So if you're not subscribed and you're just using the free where you're only getting 6 meditations and you're not getting all the amazing ones that are coming in, including the hacks, the shaman hacks, where you can learn how to do different things with your powers, you're missing out. But that's all I'm going to say to you, because the choice is yours. It's how far you want to go down the rabbit hole, baby. Other than that, I love you. And I care about you, and I see you, and I know you, and I understand that we're in this thing together, but we're not going to play this game anymore. We're going to wake up every day and look for God, not look for fear. Look for God, and your life, I kid you not, your life will be so amazing. Wake up and look for God all day long. Look for God. Conversations, look for God. Look out the nature, look for God. Everything, look for God. The way you talk to yourself, look for God, because God will speak through you. The moment you tell yourself you're beautiful, that's God telling you you're beautiful through you. Look for God. I love you. And I will see you again. And our next live, we'll be doing some live healings as we have done in the past. And like I said, if you want to talk to me, you can talk to me in the Lit Vibe app. If you come into the Lit Vibe and you're a subscriber, please introduce yourself to the Vibe Tribe. Everyone is there waiting to hear from you and love you and connect with you and be about you. I love you dearly. Remember how powerful you are. Remember, you're God's child. You're an emanation of God in this divine embodiment. And you have the power to be great in everything that you do as long as you wake up every day and look for God. I love you. Mwah. And if you don't like the word God, you can use source or spirit. It doesn't matter, because God doesn't play on words. God doesn't care what you say. God knows your heart, and that's all God pays attention to. So you can even say whatever. You can say Baba Dooga Booga Booga. God knows your heart. And your heart is what speaks, not always your mouth. Sometimes people think you have to say it out of your mouth, but it's in your heart. Your heart knows if you really love God. And I use the word God because that's what I connect with, but you can call it source. You can call it what you want. I just want you to know whatever it is, it's what's right for you. I love you. And I believe I just answered your question. Mwah. Bye, darlings.